Hello, Beginning Art. We're going to dive into our first unit of the school year, and that unit is shape. And you probably are thinking, I know shapes because I learned them in kindergarten. However, we're going to look at shapes a little bit differently. So, the first thing you need to know is the definition of a shape. Shape is a flat, 2D, enclosed area. So that means it's in a drawing, it looks flat, there's nothing 3D about it, okay? That's what 2D is. And it is enclosed so our eye can pick up that object that it's creating, making a shape. So there's two different types of shapes. The first one is geometric, and that is your standard circle, triangle, square, hexagon, anything like that. The next one would be organic or natural. So an organic shape would be a leaf, a bottle, something along that line. And like a natural organic shape would be a paint splatter. How it kind of goes all, it kind of does its own thing. That's the idea of a natural and organic shape. So our first project that we're going to do revolving around shapes is a silhouette project. So what is a silhouette? A silhouette is a shape, a dark shape, usually black, but it could be like a dark brown, a dark shape with little to almost no detail on it. All right, so it's a shape that really doesn't have any kind of detail, just the outline. And it's against a super light background, which is typically a sunrise or a sunset. And I'll post some examples so you can look at them to get an idea. So what are the requirements for this silhouette project? The silhouette project, it has to be a Disney movie. So either a Disney movie, I'll even accept some Disney TV shows. They have to be G-rated, so it cannot be inappropriate. It has to be very appropriate, kid-friendly. Think Disney, okay? The next one, it has to have 2 characters, at least. You can do more than 2, but you have to have at least 2 characters, and they need to be from the same movie or show. All right. They also cannot look the same. So I know some people wanted to do Mickey and Minnie. Well, Mickey and Minnie as a silhouette look very similar. Just one has a bow. They're basically the same shape. That's not going to work. You can do Mickey and Goofy, or you can do Mickey and Pluto, or Mickey and Donald, but you can't do Donald and Daisy because they look the same. So make sure your characters look different. Next is your characters can't have any detail. We're just doing that outline. And I'm actually going to let you trace your project for this one. So you're going to trace the outline, but it needs to be the size of a half a sheet of paper, your character. So you're going to trace using a half sheet of paper, and that's how big it's going to be. Next is your background needs to be bright and full of details. I want you to take a lot of time on your background, making it look really nice. So really bright colors. It can be a sunset, sunrise. You can even do like stars in it. Lots of details, trees. Totally up to you and your creativity on how you want the background to look. Now remember, you need to take a picture and upload it. And that's how I grade it. So it needs to be uploaded to Canvas. Don't email it to me. Upload it to Canvas. Here is my example. I chose to do Lion King. This is a very bad example. I want yours to look so much better than this. This is terrible. This probably wouldn't even, this is like D to an F. Okay, don't make yours look like this. Brag about how much better yours is going to be compared to mine. All right, but this is the basic idea. So I did Lion King. I have my 2 characters, my shadows and silhouettes, like even this, look. Cut that out. Okay, I have a really bright background, and that's our project. So what do you need for this project? You're going to need a sketchbook, and that's going to be the paper that you use. You are going to need a pencil to draw it, and draw your background. A marker to color it. If you have dark colored paper, you can use that, but if you do not, you need a dark color marker to color it in. Scissors to cut it out. Glue stick to glue it onto your paper, and crayons to color your background, or color pencils, markers, something to color your background with. So you need 2 pieces of paper. The first paper you're going to rip out of your sketchbook, and then you're going to fold it in half, rip those in half, or cut them in half, and then you're going to have your 2 characters on both of those papers. And then your other paper can stay in your sketchbook if you want. and you can work right in your sketchbook. You don't have to rip that one out for a picture. I do suggest that, if I can find my drawing, I do suggest that you make sure your pictures fit on here. Mine kind of were going off the page, so I had to cut them, and it was really hard to arrange. So if they don't fit this way, maybe turn your paper this way. So horizon, turn it like this, and then see if that works. So play around with the shape before you make your background, so you're not stuck with doing it one way like I did. Play around with it, make it look really nice, and take your time. You have until the 18th to do this assignment. So that is 3 full school days. You have today, Monday, Tuesday. So Tuesday before midnight is when you have to turn it in. That is the 18th. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm always on email. I'm always on our conferences on on Canvas. If you need help, you can reach out for me from there, and I can guide you through this one more time. Keep watching, and you'll see the demo of how to actually make the project. All right, first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna need your 2 characters. So you're gonna go into Google. You're gonna type your Disney characters in. Remember, they need to be from the same movie. So they can be movie or TV show. My favorite movie is Lion King, so I'm gonna put Lion King. And then you are going to go to images, and you're going to look at all the Google images. So these have a lot of detail in them, and silhouettes do not have very much detail because they're just a shadow. So to make it easier, if you go up to your movie and then you type silhouette, it'll come up with just the shadow version of it. Now yours needs to be quite large. It needs to be half a page. So if you click on one, let's say I want to do this one. If you click on it, you need to be able to trace it or redraw it large, half a page. Okay? If you're doing it on the phone, make sure you're drawing it bigger. So I'm going to do this one and this one. Something to keep in mind is that your characters cannot look the same in shadow form. So like Nala and Simba, when they're babies, they look exactly the same. They may be a little bit different, but they're still quite similar. So you need to pick 2 different characters. So you can't do them as babies, but you can do Nala and Simba when they're adults because they look different. So keep that in mind when you're picking characters. So now that you have your silhouettes traced or drawn, you are going to take your marker, if they're not drawn on a colored piece of paper. So if they're on white paper, take your marker, and we're going to start tracing them and filling them in. Make sure you can see no white in your silhouette. Make sure it's completely colored in. I'm doing a terrible job coloring mine, but like I said, mine's just going to be really quick. Now take your scissors, and we are going to cut away all the extras that we do not need. This is all the negative space. Let's cut it out. Try to go slow, really get all the hairs that are coming off of your image, or anything that you created or added that has space. I'm just following the line because I'm going quickly, but like I said, yours is going to look really nice because you're taking your time. I didn't cut in between the legs. That's bad. So you are going to take the time and actually cut in between the legs and all those details. Alright, so get your colors out. Make sure you have a clean piece of paper from your sketchbook. and we're gonna do the background. Before you go into the background, I suggest you taking a pencil and drawing out kind of what your background to look like. I also suggest you lay out your characters so you know where you want them to be and positioned, so you don't make it one way and then your characters don't fit. So I'm speeding up. I'm gonna color mine quickly. I want yours nice, bright, and beautiful, so take your time. So typically wherever your characters are standing or whatever they're standing on, it's also going to be a shadow. So I darken the bottom of mine because that's where my characters are going to be. Now take your glue stick, arrange. You should already know how you're going to arrange them. And then you're going to glue the back of them and stick them on. Since mine didn't fit because I didn't arrange it right, I am cutting off all the extra pieces that hang off, just so it fits perfectly on that piece of paper. And then you're done, so take a picture, upload it to Canvas. Here are some examples. Now typically it has a sunset or sunrise, but not always. Just as long as it's bright, like here's 2 moons, it is enough to block out all the detail. So that light coming from behind is why they have no detail and why they look like shadows. Make sure you have 2 characters from the same movie. I'm excited to see what you guys create.